Ben Alloway, welcome, mate.
Hello.
Good to have you on. For those who don't know Ben, he was a professional MMA fighter and he fought in the UFC.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I just want to get straight into it. Just what's going on? What's going on today?
Send it, brother.
Yeah, just
To come and hang out with you and have a chat.
yeah.
So did the drive up from the Goldie.
Oh, you live in Gold. How far is Goldie from here?
Depends on the traffic, but this morning was only like just over an hour.
Oh yeah,
But I've done
it's
some
not bad.
3-hour trips.
3 hours.
Sydney traffic.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Takes me 3 hours to get from my house to the shop sometimes in Sydney, mate.
Yeah, that's why I don't live there.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, let's get straight into it. I just want to take you back to your childhood.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Just got to remember I've got brain damage from fighting, so might be hard to remember.
yeah, but let's just see what you can remember.
Sure.
Back to your childhood. Where'd you grow up? Always in Goldie?
No. So I grew up just west of here. Not just west of here, sort of west of Ipswich.
Yeah.
On property out there. A couple of thousand acres out near RAF base at Emily there, yeah. About 2,000 acres.
Damn. What was it like growing up around there? Obviously, a lot of land to work on.
Yeah, not really. We weren't really farmers per se, but
Yeah.
we had some cattle and chickens and sheep and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Probably what I remember most is running around the back of Pop's chute with a rifle, shooting freaking hares and kangaroos at night time. Yeah. About 8, 9 years old. It was pretty cool.
No, that's elite. When did you move to Goldie, or did you stay there till?
Goldie, so I went to boarding school at
really?
Ippy Grammar School. Yeah. Apparently I was good at athletics and stuff, so went there and then moved down to, my parents moved south when they sent me to boarding school. So spent a year down there and then I moved up this way to originally to become a bartender.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where at?
Gold Coast originally, yeah.
And was it a big bar or just?
No, I just moved up here in the hopes of becoming a famous bottle flipping bartender.
Oh, really?
Yeah, watch that movie Cocktail.
Yeah. Did you end up doing it?
Yeah, man, moved up here. I think my first job was at the Drink nightclub back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on Norcan Avenue, and then was bartender.
Fair enough. Do you think obviously you became a professional fighter. We'll get into that in a bit. But do you think your childhood helped you develop that mindset to become a professional athlete and professional MMA fighter, obviously?
Probably, man. Like, kind of, we were always doing sports, yeah. So I was played soccer since I was young. I was pretty successful in that. Made the Aussie team in high school, Aussie schoolboys and all that sort of stuff. Ended up doing a trip around Europe.
Wow.
Played a bit over there, and then came back to Australia. But I think probably the parents pushing me into track and field and soccer. That's how I got a scholarship to the private school. Kind of, I kind of paid more attention to sports than my schooling. So I acted like a professional athlete before I was one. And I think
got to manifest it.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
my grades suffered though. I don't know, man. I just think growing up and having a bit of freedom on the farm, I didn't want to get stuck in a regular job. You know what I mean? So I think, the whole rebelling against the system. Yep. I don't know, man. I just didn't want to have a regular or didn't want an ordinary life, if that makes sense. So pursued sports and somehow I wound up getting punched in the face for money. Yeah.
When did you change from, obviously you're really successful at soccer. Why'd you make the choice to go into professional fighting?
Ended up dislocating my knee and breaking my foot.
Oh, yeah.
So I tore my right leg up and then started doing jiu-jitsu as a bit of rehab when I came back. And I went and watched some fights one time on the Gold Coast and I was like, fuck, this would be pretty cool.
So you didn't do it, you didn't do any type of fighting growing up?
No, the only thing I did, man, growing up was I think I was about 8 or 9. I tried judo for like 3 lessons. And I remember saying to my mum, I'm like, is this stupid? And she's like, why? I'm like, because I get thrown to the floor and I got to stand up again. And then I get thrown to the floor and then I got to stand up again. And then guess what happens? I get thrown to the floor again. And I just didn't find that fun at all. So I was like, yeah, not for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So what was you obviously went and watched a few fights. When did you really decide, like, I could do this?
I don't know if there was ever like a time. Pretty much I had one fight after probably 8 weeks of training. I put Toowoomba and so literally no experience.
Yeah.
That was a time trying to get ready for that fight. First time cutting weight, all that sort of stuff. And then got paid for it, and I was like, fuck, this is easy money.
Yeah.
And then I won another fight, and then I was like, maybe I could do it for a living. So I, chucked everything in and got sponsored, luckily. Got sponsored to a trip to the States.
Oh, fuck.
To Matt Hughes' gym. And, mixed with those guys. And then that's when I was like, fuck, maybe I could really do it for a living.
Yeah. What's that like kind of, I guess, grinding phase like where you are trying to do it for a living, but you're not there yet?
It sucks because you're broke. I was literally going to the States for 3 months at a time, coming back, doing security, making money. Yep. And then selling whatever I had left and then going back over to the States again. So I was broke for like, probably from when I first got to the States, the first trip, I was broke for like 18 months. And then luckily got a shot on the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk about Ultimate Fighter. Obviously, that was one of the reality sports shows are so common now, but I feel like back then that wasn't really common. What was the experience like with that?
Yeah, so I think it was like number 16 or 15, so it was pretty newish.
Yeah.
But it had a pretty good following.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good, man. It wasn't, I don't know, because I've been living in the States and living with other fighters for the last 18 months or whatever. Some pretty crazy shit happened over there. Like, obviously, you got a dorm full of fighters over the States that are trying to make it. A couple of UFC fighters and Bellator fighters and Strikeforce at the time. A Saturday on the drink was fucking pretty wild. So I think I was used to chaos and other dudes with huge testosterone. You know.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really much out of the blue for me because I've been living it for the last couple of years. Pretty much just try to keep my head down. Try to get the first fight on the show so I'd have a break till the end for my next fight. And that's it, yeah. It wasn't anything out of ordinary for me, but there was a few other dudes in there that sort of struggled. It was almost like they come from mum and dad's house.
Was there nerves going to that show or were you fully prepared?
No, not for me, man. I was fully prepared. I had a shot to get signed by the UFC before the Ultimate Fighter when we were in Fort Lauderdale. Run into Joe Silver, the old matchmaker, in an elevator with my manager. And he's like, hey, man, you're ready for the UFC if you want to sign. And Coach Fury at the time was like, nah, do the Ultimate Fighter. Probably better for your following sort of thing. Yeah. So we decided to do that, and luckily it was in Australia.
Yeah, it was against England, wasn't it? We were watching Max, your mate and my mate, is in the studio. Shout out to Max. Yeah, shout out Max. He's the matchmaker of this podcast. We were watching some of it before you got here. We knocked out the bloke in the first fight.
Yeah, he was the favourite of the show.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, Valentino.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a very tough name, is it?
No. Yeah, no. Obviously wasn't.
Yeah, he was trying to be the alpha of the house. So luckily enough, got to stick one on his chin in that second round. There was a bit of nerves before, like in the change room. Yeah. Obviously, even though there's no one in the crowd, it's pretty.
Yeah, what's it like going to a fight? Obviously, I've never experienced it, and I never will.
Something out outside if you want,
man. What's it like going to the fight? What's the feeling? Because I can just imagine the adrenaline rushing through you.
For that, for the Ultimate Fighter, it was just weird because there's no crowd.
Yeah,
it's just the boys from the team, and the ref and the coaches. So it's a little bit nerve wracking because there's no noise during the fight, right? You can hear the canvas bouncing and stuff. But I don't know. For me personally, I shit my pants from the change room when they say let's go. Let's start walking out until you get to the curtain. Before you walk out. So I'm shitting myself the whole time, but you don't get to see me, which is good. But once the curtain opens and you walk and your music starts playing, I'm good. Yeah.
Is it like, do you have like a, I guess, alter ego sort of? Do you switch or are you that the whole time?
I did for a little bit. There was a period where I was shaving my head. So I'd weigh in with, I'd grow my hair, fight camp, and then I'd shave it on the morning of the fight.
Yeah.
But not really, man. I mean, spending the time in the States kind of, I guess it just builds that mindset. Yeah. When it's time to fight, it's time to fight.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And we were kicking the crap out of each other every day in the gym.
Did you boys ever bump heads, obviously all living together and stuff?
Yeah, all the time. All the time, especially guys at your own weight.
Yeah.
Similar records because everyone's got the same goal, right?
Yeah.
But only sort of one guy can get there at a time with managers and coaches and that sort of stuff. So, yeah, man, it was a few doozies in the training room and sparring, but it was good. I loved it. And I think that's what made me get good quicker than obviously sticking in Australia would have taken longer just because of the caliber of training sessions. That's what I think anyway. I'm glad I went over there and got the shit kicked out of me.
When you started fighting, obviously you played soccer all growing up. Were the people around you surprised, or did they kind of see that in you?
Not really, man, because I was a bit of a pretty boy at school.
Oh, really?
You would not believe it, but I was. And playing soccer, obviously it's a pretty boy sport or whatever people say. So I had a few people from school reach out to me and they're like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, oh, man, just fighting. But yeah, everyone was surprised.
Yeah. Did you ever have like imposter syndrome? Because obviously there's some kids coming up, do their whole life. Or were you like, I'm the best, I can get this done?
Yeah, a little bit, I reckon. You always question yourself if you deserve what you've got, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I don't know. A little bit, yes. But, I tend to stay pretty humble when people talk about it. They're like, you should be proud of it, this, that, and the other. But I'm always like, there's someone bigger and badder out there. But, yeah, I mean, be proud of what you've done, but there's no need to tell everyone.
You've obviously fought in a lot of leagues, but the main big league everyone knows is obviously the UFC.
Yep.
What was it like when did you get a call saying we're signing you, or did you have a meeting? What was that like?
So I was overseas at the time training in Colorado, and then my coach and manager got the call that got a slot on the Ultimate Fighter. So I flew back to Australia pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Got ready for that, and then went down to Sydney, and then you've watched it yourself, obviously. So normally the guys that make the top four, the two finale fights, they'll somewhat get a contract or one fight in the UFC after the show. And if you win that fight, then you're not definitely going to get a contract, but you got a pretty good chance. So I was lucky enough to get the knockout, and then I was pretty confident I was going to get a contract, but I wasn't counting on it. And then just got an email from Joe Silva going, "Hey man, do you want to fight this guy on this date at this weight?"
Knockout
of the night, I might add.
Knockout of the night.
On the Gold Coast, yeah. So that was the front kick knockout to Manny Rodriguez. He was on the show with me on the Aussie team. It sucked that we had to fight each other, but I wanted a contract, so
yeah. That's the thing. When you're fighting these guys, obviously you would hate some of them. But how is it to fight someone you actually don't hate?
Yeah, it was weird fighting Manny because we just spent all that time on the show, right? So we finished the show, I think it was around September, something like that. And then the finale was December. So it was only a couple of months. But yeah, because obviously the Aussies are pretty tight, right, when they're in team sport. So we were all pretty tight. And it was kind of weird, but whatever. It was either going to be him or me, right? So,
yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I just got a bit lucky and put his chin down. I kicked it. And lucky he didn't get back up. Lucky.
What was it like walking through that curtain for the first time and walking out and seeing the crowd and the UFC signs?
Again, as soon as I went through the curtain, I was good. Probably lucky I didn't see anyone I knew on the walkout.
Yeah.
But obviously a little bit nerve-wracking, because it was at the Gold Coast. So first UFC on Fox for me, and then hometown. A lot of guys go through their career and they don't get that. They don't get to fight in their hometown. So I was lucky enough to fight in my backyard. It was pretty fucking cool, yeah.
Yeah, did you have all your family there, all your mates and everything?
Yep. All the boys from the gym. My family come up from New South Wales. My old man come down from Sunshine Coast. My wife at the time was there. I just had my son 4 weeks before that fight.
Oh, far out.
I think I was too tired, man, to be nervous.
Yeah.
It was a good day.
How does that affect you? Obviously, you had your son 4 weeks before through training and stuff like that.
Yeah. Just lucky, man. Good support system at the time with my wife and her family and that. And, it was draining. I think also having him born so quick, so close to that, a bit more drive too, you know what I mean? Got to make some money, man.
Yeah.
Got to make some money and feed him. So
yeah.
The bonuses definitely helped that night.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
So you knock him out. What's going through your head when you're standing there and you've won?
I remember running around. I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do now? So I jumped up on the cage and I was like, fuck yeah, to the crowd. And I was like, holy shit. Like this just happened sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like that surreal feeling they talk about. But I was like, fuck, I've just done it. It was pretty cool. it's kind of like all that last 18 months, 2 years was like worth getting my head kicked in overseas and being broke and all that sort of stuff. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. How many fights did you actually have in the UFC?
5.
5.
Yep.
What do you have a favorite fight? Was that your favorite, the first one?
Yeah, man, that one, probably the Ultimate Fighter one.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
being the first fight for Australia, first knockout for Australia on the show. And then that leading to that front kick knockout. I think at the time it was like the second or third one in history for UFC. I think Anderson Silva had the first one. I don't know if there was a second. I might have been the second at the time. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
So it's still pretty cool to see top 10 knockouts come up sometimes on YouTube, and it's like on there sometimes. But yeah, man, I think the Gold Coast one is probably just because it's hometown, in front of friends and family. Got knocked out the night as well on that one. But on the show, being the first fight, getting the knockout and getting fight of the series on that show too, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. You fought in a lot of leagues, like I said before. Does the pressure change when you go kind of step up, or are you always...
Pressure's always there, 100%. Like Russia was crazy.
Yeah.
Just because those guys are just animals and jacked.
Yeah.
And they bring you over there to lose, right?
Yeah.
Probably the most pressure would have been on Cage Warriors in Europe when I got this lovely scar across here.
Yeah. What happened?
So it was against a guy from Sweden, actually, for world title eliminator. So there's a lot of pressure because I want to be, obviously, get through that, get back in the UFC.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it's a funny story. Damien Brown from here. Yeah, so he was on that same card. And we were cutting weight. I'm digressing a little bit, but it's a good story.
Yeah.
So we're cutting weight, right? Horrible weight cut. Anyway, we make weight and we start rehydrating on where the scales are downstairs. And I look at him, he looks at me. And I'm like, dude, I'm running back to the toilet in the hotel. He's like, yeah, I'm about to shit myself. So we're running, man, trying not to fucking shit ourselves on the way up the elevator. Anyway, get to the bedroom, swing the door. We're wrestling to get into the toilet on who's going to get in first. And somehow I get my finger caught in the jamb of the toilet door, and he slams it. I'm like, open the door, open the door. He goes, no. And I'm like, oh. And I twist and rip it off. The nails all ripped. So that fight, that world title eliminator fight the next night, this is all wrapped up, and the first jab landed on his head. It just busts open. Oh. And then blood everywhere. And then, yeah. That round as well, I got like a little glancing knee to the face. And then, it just opened up over the ref's trying to stop it. And my corner's like, no, we've been here before. And I'm thinking, fuck, no, we haven't. But we stuck it out and ended up losing split decision.
Oh, far out there.
Yeah, so that sucked. But it was an interesting night.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
When you get busted open like that, do you even feel it or nah?
Not really, man, and I couldn't see it either. So, just too much adrenaline.
You got released from the UFC. Mm-hmm. What was that like?
Sucked.
Bit of adversity, yeah.
Yeah, it sucked. It was after the Indy fight in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Got caught in a dust on the cage, I think. It sucked. And then I was just end up being about 2 months before I got released. So that was like a shit depressive time.
Yeah.
Not knowing what's happening, not knowing do I chase another contract or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty shit.
How does it kind of work with the contracts and stuff? Is it all yourself or do they reach out to you?
So I have a manager.
Yeah.
So Mark Fury used to manage me he's old school, man. Used to look after Robbie Lawler, being Matt Hughes' corner back in the day. Brian Foster, Jacoby. Jacoby's still in the UFC now. Heaps of big time fighters, well, elite fighters, right? So, and I was this Aussie going over there with like 4 fights in Australia. I thought I was a badass. Get there and getting whooped by amateurs.
So when they ring you, did they ring you saying?
No, they go through him. So Fury just send me an email going, fights here. These fights, these guys. What do you want to do? I'm just like, he's like, do you want to go to Sweden? Do you want to go to Vegas? Do you want to go here, there? I'm just like, I don't know. Where do you want to go?
Yeah.
He's like, I haven't been to Sweden. All right, let's go to Sweden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. When they released you, did they go through him or do you get directly?
Yeah, so he sent me a text saying you've been cut. That was it.
Far out. That's what's going through your head when you see that message.
A lot of bad thoughts. But that same time, he texted me, you've been cut. I was like, fuck. Sent it back to him. He's like, what do you want to do? I was like, keep fighting. He goes, all right, we'll chase contract. And we ended up going to Cage Warriors.
there's obviously millions of kids, millions of people trying to become professional fighters.
Yep.
Why did Ben Alloway make it?
What did I make it?
Yeah, why'd you make it?
Because I'm stubborn. I don't know, man. I think I just wanted something better, but obviously, like I said previously, I just never wanted an ordinary life, I guess. So I don't know. I always wanted something in sports. I never thought ever when I started it that I'd ever be or ever make it to where I did. But I don't know, man. I think just putting myself in the right situation, as in like traveling to the States, getting beat up. I did sacrifice a bit. But yeah, I think just putting in the work, man. Just putting in the hard work, and I don't know. I didn't really believe in myself until I got the UFC contract, until I got into the Ultimate Fighter. I was just having fun punching people in the head. And then my trainees say, man, just trust the process. Good things will happen, just win fights and enjoy it, and good things will come. So, and that's what happened. So I think, I think me not wanting to have a normal life is what helped me get across the line, I think, anyway.
Yeah. Do you have
It's a bit crazy.
Nah.
I am crazy.
Yeah. No, I feel like you got to be crazy to
Get punched in the face
yeah,
for a living?
yeah. Like, I definitely couldn't do it. Do you look back and do you have a proudest moment of that time?
Probably just that Gold Coast fight, man. Because that was like where everything sort of come together, and that was kind of all those years of work. Promises made to the wife at the time, and this, that, and the other. She backed me 100%. So yeah, that was probably the proudest moment. Was like winning that fight, and I was like, it's all been worth it, sort of thing. Yeah, pretty much.
Was there ever a point where, I don't know if it was whether after you got cut or even before you got into the UFC, where you just thought, nah, this isn't
first loss.
Oh, really?
First loss, man. I was beating the heck out of this dude, up here in Brizzy, and smashing the bejesus out of him, and then I got choked out with like 10 seconds to go in a round with a guillotine. I was like, what the fuck? And after that, I think I punched the door at the back, thought I broke my hand. I'm like, I'm never fighting again. And that was like my 5th fight or something.
Oh, fuck.
I was like, I'm done. I just beat the crap out of this guy, and he's choked me out. I'm useless at this. I'm quitting. I go get a job digging holes. Then I didn't understand the levels of MMA.
Yeah.
But, man, I wanted to quit.
Yeah.
Actually, man, to be honest, every loss, I wanted to quit.
Oh, really?
Every loss, yeah.
Was it tough going back into training camp and stuff after that? Or were you fired up?
Once you get over your little sook and having to cry about it and all that sort of stuff, you're back in camp and you get another fight lined up and you sort of get back in the groove again. But it's just hard, because it's massive highs when you get your 15 minutes of fame in front of someone, right?
Yeah.
You win a fight, you knock someone out or whatever, and then you feel pretty good and you feel like you're unbeatable. I'm going to be world champ next, and you're like, that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? When you look back at it.
Yeah.
Because you have those massive highs, and then when you lose, you're depressed as hell.
Yeah.
You never want to fight again. I'm shit at this or whatever. It's hard to come back from. It's kind of like 30 fights, lost almost half of them. Every fight, man, you go through depression, some sort of spout of depression. So yeah, it's not easy to get over that. But I don't know. I guess it's just the game. You just got to realize it's the game, right? And it's a little bit harder too, because it's only you. There's no one else. So there's no team you can blame. Footy you can blame a bad pass, or you're hogging the ball. You should have scored that goal or whatever. But it's only you to blame. So I think essentially that's why you get so depressed, because you're like, it's on me the whole time, and if you fuck up, it's because of you, no one else. You can't blame your corner man because he's not in the cage with you, sort of thing. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah. When you retired, what was the decision around that?
A little bit of, I lost the love of being in the gym, doing camp. I was kind of only doing it to get money at the end of it. So I still love fighting, but I just lost the attraction of going to the gym every morning and putting in hard work. And also I had a couple of little kids, and I didn't want to be punch drunk. Like, I got a few mates in the States that are just loopy, bro. Like, they're punch drunk, too much time fighting. I just didn't want to be that guy for my kids down the track. So, yeah, I saw a few of the boys, and they just, obviously not right from getting hit in the head too much. And I don't know, I just felt it was time to hang up and change course of life, and, make sure I'm, can play with my kids when I'm 50, 60 years old, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, I reckon they were the main cause. And I did it for long enough, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Did anyone help you make the decision, or were you kind of just all
No.
internal?
Yeah, it was kind of mostly me, but I talked about quitting a little bit earlier than I did, and then the wife at the time was just like, just see how you feel, have one more fight, see how it goes. And then Russia come up, and then yeah, pretty much after Russia, a couple of fights in Russia, made a little bit of money, and then yeah, decided that was it.
Yeah. Was everyone sweet? Everyone supported everything?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause it's your decision, right? You're the only one that gets in there, so you know, whether you have one fight or 100, you know, you're the only person that can decide when to hang up the gloves, sort of thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to young fighters coming out of Australia?
Don't do it.
Do you still do you watch it and stuff, or you're completely removed from it?
I do. I watch like the big fights.
Yeah.
Like I watch the pay-per-views, or if it's friends fighting on the card or something like that. But I try not to get so involved, man, because every time you're just like, fuck, maybe I could do one more fight. Do you know what I mean? Because you have that competitive drive. But yeah, the body's just not what it used to be. I try not to watch too many, but yeah, I still watch a couple here and there. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a top 5, top 5 fighters of all time? Obviously yourself, number 1.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Man, top fighters, probably, you know, he wasn't the world champion, but Chael Sonnen, who I named my first kid after. Chael.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just love Chael. Met him a few times. He's pretty close with my manager and coach in the States, so it was pretty easy to meet him. Brian Foster, another fighter, UFC, was on a tear, got a brain hemorrhage. Would have been world champion for sure. Took me under his wing when I first moved to the States. But then, man, with the big names, like probably GSP was one of the greatest, man. And I was a massive fan of Nick Diaz. But yeah, I'm on top. You've got to be a number one fan, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, GSP was just probably the best of his era, I reckon. But Nick Diaz was just so different.
Yeah. Have you met all of them?
Yeah, never met Nick. Met Nate.
Yeah.
Met Chael a few times in the States. Yeah, I've met a few guys, man. Had beers in Fort Lauderdale with Chuck Liddell.
Oh, yeah. Any of them crazy?
Yeah, most of them.
All of them? Yeah.
Most of them. Yeah, we've had some wild times, which I'm not going to talk about.
Yeah.
They're pretty wild.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, man, I met a few of the fighters. But I guess when you're in those circles, you don't see them as like superstars.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still are, but they're just sort of your buddies, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's normal people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a fanboy at the start.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah,
fanboy.
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you have any coaches or anything that you kind of pay homage to that helped you
probably
throughout the way?
Fiore, man. So Mark Fiore's got a gym over in San Diego at the moment.
Yeah.
Let me stay at his house, so I didn't have to pay for hotels and stuff when I used to go over. Pretty much I was living with him for the last 12 months before the UFC and stuff. So yeah, he's kind of like a best friend as well.
Yeah.
And then on the coast here, probably my jits coach was Jace Robig at the time from Axis. I spent a lot of time with Vince Perry down at Puma as well. But they're probably the 3 main components, I guess, to my career in the training sector. Yeah.
Yeah. When you're living with your coach, is it like you're under
Sucks.
24 hours surveillance pretty much?
Yeah. So Sunday, man, if you're watching the NFL,
Yeah.
and you got to get a beer, a 4th or 5th beer out the fridge, he's like, "What are you doing?" Oh, nothing. So, but it's good, man. It keeps you in check.
Yeah.
You know, you still have your loose times and that. You still get on the drink sometimes over there. But yeah, it's good to. Not that he was, I don't think the whole time, but he was. Just it's always in the back of your mind, I think.
Yeah. That he's watching. Yeah.
It's like a cranky wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck, I better not do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, that was a good thing because keeps your social life in check as well.
Yeah.
Which is a big thing when you're trying to make it.
Yeah. 100%. What was it? The comparison living here to going over there and training there in the States?
Just the quality of dudes in the gym, like the level. And when I'm there, I don't have to worry about anything else.
Yeah. All distractions.
Yeah, no distractions. You're living in a compound where everyone's got the same goal. So everyone's up all the time. Everyone's eating good. Everyone's in the gym at the right time. Everyone's trying to get better at the same time. Sparring's always hard. And there's always killers around, which is good. And honestly, the gym here sometimes, you're the best guy in the room, so you're not really progressing much. But over there, I was never the best guy in the room, so that's why I think I evolved so quick.
Yeah. Well, Benny, thanks for coming on. It's
No worries,
been a
mate. Thanks for having a beer.
great yarn. Yeah.
Thanks for having a beer.
Good to meet you.
Yeah.
And keep in touch. Thank you.